Good morning, guys. So today we are testing out Pixel, and I have 3 of their products. I have the foundation, the concealer, and then I also have the matte powder. I do have all of my normal stuff on, which is sunscreen, and then I do have a primer on. I am using today the Stay Matte Primer here, and then I'm using a pore filler from Smashbox. Foundation does make me a little dewy and it does show my pores a lot more, so I'm using a pore filler today to see how that works with this foundation. But other than that, let's get to it. I'm going to go ahead and pump it here, and it's not thick, but it's not thick, if that makes any sense. And I had tried it with a beauty blender-ish sponge, and that was a little too sheer for me. So today, and I haven't done this yet, I'm gonna try it with a brush to see if that works better. Now, I do like the formulation of it. It's very thin, so if you want really good coverage, this probably won't be for you. I haven't really tried to build it up or anything like that, so we'll see how it works today with that. And then we're also going to try the concealer and the setting powder as well together. So we're going to use all 3 of the products. I am just going to put a tiny bit more. And then I'm going to go ahead and try their concealer. And like I said, I got this in Natural Beige number 3 here, and it does have like a doe foot, but the doe foot is kind of flat, so it's kind of like a paddle doe foot, if that makes sense. And this stuff dries down pretty quick too, so you gotta work fast with it. Okay, so that's what the concealer looks like. It's not bad. I mean, it is kind of creasy, but I haven't set it yet. And so now I'm going to use the Pixel Triple Boost Matte Powder, and I'm just using it in translucent. And I'm just going to set my under eye area with it. And then I'm also going to bake in that area too, because I really do like to bake, especially with a foundation that isn't considered matte or a full coverage, because that just helps out the area here where I always get really oily. Now this says it's a translucent setting powder, but as you can tell, it definitely isn't very translucent. It's kind of, it does have a white cast on it. Okay, so I shall go put on the rest of my makeup. I'll be right back, guys. Bye. All right, so we are also testing out today the new Max Factor line that came to the United States. So I picked up their Max Factor mascara, and I also picked up the liquid liner, one of their lipsticks too. So try those out today too. So I have tested this out. This little wand is very weird, so that's something to get used to. So I basically turn it on its side here, where the thin part is. So I use that to go right up against my lash line and a little bit further out. It's very tricky if you're not used to it. You just gotta take small strokes with it, because it's very difficult to try to get on pretty evenly, but once you get it down, it actually is a really nice liner. Okay, so now we're gonna try it on the mascara. So I'm gonna curl my eyelashes. So the wand is just your typical wand. It doesn't have anything fancy on it. It is not like the natural hair. It's that like plasticky type of wand, so be aware of that if you don't like that. This will poke your eye. So there's the mascara and the eyeliner. All right, so let's go ahead and try on the maroon lipstick. As soon as my eyelashes dry, I'm gonna throw some of the eyeshadow under my under eye there. And I did use Manny's Makeup Geek palette today, if you guys are wondering about that. I love that palette. So we're pretty much just testing out a few new products that came out, but we are gonna see how it stays on my face throughout the day and see how it goes. So I shall be back in about, I would say 10 hours or so. All right guys, bye. All right guys, so now it has been 5 hours since I've been wearing the Pixel foundation. I'm also wearing the Max Factor mascara, which is doing very well in my eyes, and the eyeliner. Now again, with this eyeliner, like we spoke earlier, it does have a weird tip, but for the most part, it's doing very well at 5 hours. No smearing or coming off. There is no fallout from the mascara on my eyes, and the foundation is doing really well. Of course, like every time I do a review on any foundation that's not matte, my oils do start to come through, so I'm gonna go ahead and just blot because that's what I like to do. So let's see here. Let's see if any of this foundation comes off if I blot here. Okay, so I do have a lot of oils, but just blotting actually made a huge difference. There. So, and I do have a few oils. Not so bad. Not as much as I normally do. So that's not too bad, but it did make a huge difference, and none of the foundation came off so far. So in another couple of hours, I'll come back and finish off this video. But so far at 5 hours, this foundation and every product that I'm trying out today is doing really well. So I will talk to you guys a little bit. Bye. All right guys, so it has been 10 hours since I've been testing out the Pixel foundation. Also, I'm testing out the Max Factor mascara, the gel liner, and it's not a gel liner, the pencil liner in violet black, and also the lipstick, which I misplaced it. I don't know where the lipstick is, but the lipstick is just your standard lipstick that you would get from like CoverGirl. It pretty much smells just like a CoverGirl lipstick, so I don't know if Max Factor and CoverGirl are a sister company, but the lipstick very similar to any CoverGirl regular lipstick that you would get. This pencil liner is an awesome pencil liner. The swatch that I have on my hand here has been on there for over 6 hours and it's still not going anywhere. The mascara, it does not have any fallout in it, which is really nice. The only thing that I don't like about the mascara itself, it says it's high volume and defining mascara, which I do feel like it does define your lashes, but the volume, it didn't add any volume or thickness to my lashes. So I would say that it's an okay mascara. I've had better ones from the drugstore. So I would pass on the mascara if you were looking for a new one. Go with something that you already like, because this one for me didn't do much other than just coat my lashes. It didn't give it any volume or anything like that. Now the foundation has been doing really good. Today it did very well with 2 separate primers. I feel like that helped out this foundation. The past couple of days that I've been wearing it, I just used my regular Stay Matte and not anything else. And I did get very oily, and then the foundation would kind of break down. So if you're very oily like I am and you want to try this foundation, I would go with a matte primer and then a pore minimizer, and I think that may help. As far as a concealer, it's just an okay concealer to me. It's not something that I can say you absolutely have to have this concealer. Let's see if it can go over this liner. I'm gonna just put a little bit right here on the liner and let's see what it does, if it conceals that. So as you can see, it kind of concealed that, but it didn't really, you know, conceal it. So it's kind of a thin concealer. Now let's try that with the Tarte and see how that works. I'm gonna go over the 2 smaller lines there and let's see if that does anything different, because if it doesn't, then I'm completely wrong. And yeah. So there is a difference between the concealers there. Those 2 lines are up there where the Tarte is, and that's where I just try to cover the 2 lines with this Pixel concealer. So there you go. It's just a very lightweight concealer. Now, this translucent powder. I'm gonna have to say that it's definitely not translucent. The minute I put it on, my face got very, very white. It's definitely not translucent, but it is a nice powder. With that said, so they do have like tinted ones for medium and light and all that, and so I would say go with something like that instead of picking up the translucent, but it does mattify the face very well. So, you know, it's really up to you what kind of powder you like. Now if you're very fair skinned, I would go with a translucent. But with that said, everything that I've tried out today, I like it. I do. I don't think that they're bad products whatsoever. I really do like the Max Factor eyeliner, but I'm okay with the weird applicator tip that it has on it. It's very black and it stays on all day long. Now, I do feel like that this Pixel foundation would be really good for somebody with dry skin because it's a really moisturizing foundation. And the same thing with this concealer. The concealer is very moisturizing but very lightweight. So both of these I feel like would be really good for dry skin. So that is my review for the Pixel foundation, concealer, and powder. And then also the Max Factor eyeliner, mascara, and lipstick. Have a great afternoon and I shall talk to you guys next week. Bye! I'm also wearing Max Factor. What is it? Oh shit! Is this mascara? Should I take out? Yes. I'm also wearing the Max Factor mascara, which has doing